We cover Pakistan regularly on the show. We talk about their army, their political leaders, also their deep state interests. But today's story is not just about that. It's also about Pakistan's people. In one word, their life is miserable. Electricity bills are too high, food is becoming a luxury, and the political situation, let's not even get there. And on Thursday, they received another blow. Fuel prices. Pakistan's caretaker government has announced fresh hikes in fuel rates. Petrol prices are up by almost 15 rupees. That's Pakistani rupees. Diesel prices are up by 18 rupees. So the new rates look like this. Petrol, 305 Pakistani rupees per litre. Diesel, 311 Pakistani rupees per litre. Now, this latest increase is important because now fuel rates have breached the 300 mark, and this has never happened in Pakistan ever before. So the effect is psychological as well. And this price hike is relentless. It's the second one in 15 days. Put together, fuel prices have risen by more than 30 Pakistani rupees. That's 30 rupees in 15 days. How is the common man supposed to afford all of this? Many of them can't. Listen to these accounts from the capital, Islamabad.
The expenses are being increased day by day. The inflation is going higher and higher. I used to buy petrol for 500 rupees, which would be sufficient for a week. But now 1000 rupees worth of petrol is also not enough.
I just started driving the vehicle and travelled a very short distance. And 2000 rupees worth of petrol is finished. Now you tell me, if it's tough for people like us, how can a normal person survive?
Fuel sets off a chain reaction. If fuel prices are high, food prices will also rise. And the reason is quite simple. How are vegetables and food grains transported to your market? On trucks. And what do trucks run on? Mostly diesel. So when fuel prices increase, food prices will also increase. And they're already high. Pakistan's food inflation was 40% in July, 40%. Can you imagine that? Food items are 40% more expensive compared to July 2022. And the average income? It's almost 11% down compared to last year. So income is less. And at the same time, expenses are more, much more. The question is why? Why are prices increasing so much in Pakistan? One reason, of course, is the global volatility. In West Asia, diesel prices are up more than 4% since the middle of August. Petrol is up 19%. So global fuel prices are up. And usually when that happens, governments cushion the impact. They announce subsidies or they reduce the fuel tax. But Pakistan is not in a position to do any of that. In fact, they have added more fuel taxes. Until Thursday, the petroleum levy was 55 Pakistani rupees. Now it is 60 Pakistani rupees. That's the tax. So instead of helping the people, the government is doubling down. It's increasing the taxes. And why is that happening? Because of the deal that they've struck with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. A quick reminder, Pakistan sealed an IMF bailout in late June. It's worth around $3 billion. But this bailout came with some conditions, like imposing a petroleum levy, like increasing taxes, hiking energy tariffs. The idea here is to beef up the government's revenue, to make sure that the state is earning more. But for the people, it only means more hardships. It's often called the bitter pill. But the thing is, in Pakistan, this bitter pill is not for everyone. It's only for the ordinary citizens. If you are a politician or a general, life is still sweet. Just look at the defense budget. Pakistan has allocated 1.8 trillion rupees for the military. That's around $5.8 billion. That's also 16% more than the year before. How do you justify this? Your average income fell by 11%, but your defense budget grew by 16%. All in the name of some made-up threat from India. Let's be clear here. Pakistan's outsized defense budget is not about strategy. It is not about any serious threat. It's about misplaced priorities. Pakistan's people cannot afford fuel, food or electricity. But what does their government splurge on? Missiles and fighter jets. It's selfish, it's self-destructive, and it's dangerous for the neighborhood. Why doesn't the IMF call out this trend? Why don't they impose conditions on defense spending in Pakistan? Reports say they did. The IMF did try. They asked Pakistan to reduce defense spending by 10 to 20%. Clearly, Islamabad did not agree. They would much rather squeeze their people than the army. And Pakistan is an exception here. Other countries have agreed to cap their defense spending. Egypt, for instance, was negotiating an IMF bailout this year, so Cairo agreed to scale back military expenditure. So did Sri Lanka. But in Pakistan, it's blasphemy. You cannot even ask for it. In 2008, Islamabad was negotiating yet another bailout. The IMF reportedly asked for defense cuts, and no surprises, Pakistan said no. Honestly, this is the worst kind of apathy. Your people are burning electricity bills on the streets, but your generals are living the high life. We often say that Pakistan is an army with a country. They run businesses worth $26 billion. It ranges from petrol pumps and factories to bakeries and banks. Meanwhile, their citizens cannot even afford food. At this rate, the country will be in ruins. Only the army will remain.